everybody, it's the team from Sit, Stay, and Play. Just wanted to say hello, and we are live here answering any of the questions that you have. So welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have questions, please drop them in. We were lucky enough to have some questions already sent to us in advance. So we're going to start off with some wonderful education for you and hope that you find some value in this. So just going to introduce ourselves just in case you don't know who we are, and that's fine. We have Dane, who is our main agility instructor, also teaches obedience. We have Kathy. Kathy is mainly obedience, does therapy work, and does some other special things with our especially able dogs. We have Dagan, who also works at the front desk, but also teaches rodeo dog as well as obedience. So again, welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. So who wants to go first? Roll the dice.
Roll the dice, huh? I'll go first.
Okay.
Because I was very intrigued by the first question. The first question was about, is it normal to feel embarrassed by your dog sometimes? And I thought that was a very interesting question. And when I toyed with the answer a lot, I wondered whether or not the question was asked, are we embarrassed by our dogs, or are we embarrassed because of what we have to do to train them? So I'm going to toy with both of those answers. First of all, if you're embarrassed by your dog's behavior, that's an absolutely a normal behavior. Usually, you're more embarrassed than the people around you are about your dog's behavior. That I all the time get upset when my dog's barking and everybody else going, well, what's the problem? I didn't hear a thing. But you always hear your own dog's behavior. So it's perfectly normal to have that feeling. And sometimes you're just struggling with what to do and you don't know where you're going to go next. And it's the lack of support and it's the lack of information. And it's the feeling frustrated that turns into embarrassment. You know, if you knew exactly what to do and when to do it, would you feel embarrassed? Probably not, because you would just do that thing to get your dog where you needed them to be. Dogs have feelings. They're real creatures. They get frightened, they get scared, they get anxious, they get hungry, they have to go potty, and they act out because they're trying to communicate something to you. Sometimes you're embarrassed by the behavior. Try to let it go. I was speaking of dogs. Try to let it go. Take your time, relax, don't be embarrassed. The other side, when I first saw the question, was sometimes we have to do things with our dogs that feels embarrassing. I know that I tell people all the time, talk to your dog. Talk to your dog. Dagan down here is really good at giving examples of when he needs to get his dog's attention, talking to her about, what's on the grocery list for tonight? What are we going to do with the kids when we get home? It means absolutely nothing to the dog, and you think anybody watching me thinks I'm crazy, but you're doing a wonderful job getting your dog's attention. When you coo and coddle and get really happy and excited because they did the right thing, you might think people are looking at me and you're getting embarrassed because of that. Just like the dog's behavior, don't get embarrassed by it. Let it go. Do what you need to do to communicate with your dog and be successful in your training and let go of those feelings.
I think, and I just want to add one important part. Your dog's behavior is not a reflection of you, right? I mean, some of us have kids. You know, our kids are not our kids are not always a reflection of us as humans, and they are thinking, as Dane said, thinking sentiment bodies with a soul. And we hope they choose the right thing, but at the end of the day, they're dogs and they have a decision to make. So yeah, just enjoy the moment. Just enjoy the moment. So good stuff.
I'm going to take that.
No, go ahead. Take that
Okay.
one, Kathy.
I have one that says, is my dog too much for group classes? I laugh at that one because I try to tell everybody, when your dog comes in, they can be shy, they can be a puppy, they can be an old dog, and I tell everybody, it's fine. They will all be okay. It's just a matter of if they haven't been out for a long time. Like when COVID happened and the dogs were in the house for a long time. Or people get, I guess like you were saying, I'm embarrassed of my dog's behavior, so they don't take the dogs out. So what you do is when you come here, you'll start gaining some confidence, and so will your dog. It is all baby steps. When you walk into the class, everybody's at the same level. Everybody, like Dane said, there might be somebody, dogs jumping all over the place. There might be another dog who's shut down. There might be another dog that's barking. But I try to say, it's all fine. It will all come together. And my favorite expression is, I wish you could see your dogs 6 weeks from now. Like on the first class, and you go, nah, that's not my dog. And it's true, it happens. And everybody is so supportive of each other. Whether it's one person who is a younger person or another person who might have some sort of disability and they might not be able to hear as well or anything else, everybody supports each other. I love group classes. Also for the reason that you have all kinds of dogs. Young, old, shut down, reactive, and you put them all in one class, and it's amazing, absolutely amazing, the results.
Yeah, there is no too much.
No.
Every dog is on its own path, just like every human is on its own path, and our job is to bring out the best of the dog for you so that you have your best dog.
And speaking of our jobs, when you get into class, we'll manage that.
Yes.
If it's too much and we feel like it's too much, we're going to help you work it with that. We're going to arrange the situation so that you're more successful. You don't need to worry about that. We'll manage that side.
And also one other point is that if you are struggling, we are all hands-on. So if you are struggling with a specific thing, we will always be there hands-on to help you. Say, don't worry about it. It takes time. We will help you. So that's one of the main things I like to say.
Kindness matters.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, even if that means playing with our dogs. I mean, if your dog is just not having it that day and you need that hands-on experience in here, we have our dogs to play with too. And we're happy to say, here, play with my dog instead.
I'll take your dog.
That's what I was going to say.
I'll take your
We're
dog.
usually very happy to play with your dogs too. Because that's the best part of the job, right?
Yep.
Awesome, great.
All right.
Tagging another question that came
Yeah.
across.
So one of the questions that came across that really intrigued me, and something that I love talking about in all my beginner obedience class, is food is bribery. Question was labeled better, but food is not bribery, right? And when we start looking at food as a reward, or better, as I like to label it in my classes, a paycheck for your dogs for doing something excellent, right? That idea of, oh, I'm just bribing my dog into doing this one more time, it's one more treat, goes away. We all like getting paid at the end of the day. I mean, I love what I do, but I enjoy getting paid for doing it also. And I know that my dog loves being out here and playing with me in classes where all my students, they know she yells at me until she's out here and then she's quiet. And she loves playing with me and she loves getting those rewards and those paychecks for playing with me while we're in class. So don't look at that as we're bribing our dogs into doing something. We're not. We're paying our dogs to work with us. And that payment, that food, can be a great bridge to help communicate what it is we want from our dogs. And, when we look at it, right, what do you use in your everyday life that is a payment, so to speak, that's not food or a paycheck, right? It's a pat on the back from your boss or your mother, a good way to a good feeling. Like that can be that same type of thing. I see we have a couple questions coming up. I'm going to go up and I'm going to read it.
Okay.
As I catch the table.
Yeah.
First question from Candace. I would have never ever believed what Otis could do without Kathy's expertise. And then the other question ran away.
That's okay. Well,
I apologize.
yeah.
Okay.
Thank you, Candace. We
Candace.
really appreciate your support.
So, Otis was a very reactive, small dog, barking all the time, especially when seeing the other dogs, and Otis has turned out to be one of the best dogs ever. We could take him on walks, we go on fit walks, he's absolutely perfect, we all have such a good time. He's doing fantastic. He's absolutely doing fantastic.
Dane's
Go ahead.
Dane's going to
No,
try
you
to get,
guys keep going.
Yeah.
I'm going to figure
So
out that break.
I have one of the questions that came across that is earmarked for me, and we're just marking off the the questions so we don't double them. What is the biggest misconception people have about positive reinforcement? For me, it is positive reinforcement means my dog can do whatever it wants. Heck no. I tell everybody, I raise my dogs the same way I raise my kids. My kids were not raised with a heavy hand, nor were my dogs. And there are rules. And just because it's positive reinforcement, all that means is it's not pain. I will not inflict pain or harm or fear into the animal that I am teaching, right? So there's still structure, there's still boundaries, and you can get to the very high level of whatever it is you want to do with your dog using only positive reinforcement, because you're going to reward the behaviors you want, and we're going to naturally extinguish the ones that we don't. So we're really teaching our dogs how to succeed with that. And again, I can't reinforce this enough. If they can train zoo animals to willingly give their paw or their rear for a blood draw positively, I think we can do that for our dogs as well. Their teeth generally aren't as sharp as a lion or a bear or a hyena, but yet those animals will willingly go up to the zookeeper and do blood draws or willingly open their mouth for a dental check. So that's my take on positive reinforcement. And Dane, if you can.
I've got one online here that's directly related to that and a couple of things we've already covered. Violet asked, do you guys ever use e-collars in training? I know. Calm down, Lisa. I've noticed that trainers in the area that use them, I'm not sure my dog would do well with that. And I've been toying with this, so I want to dive in first, and I know you're going to want to.
Yeah, I mentioned it this one, thanks.
And me too.
Yeah.
But I'm going to start off. I've been thinking about this a lot lately because I've gotten this question not just here, but I've gotten it actually in class. And I think in life we're going to be motivated to do things for two reasons. I think it always boils down to two reasons. Are we going to do something because the reward for doing it is good enough? Or are we going to do it because the fear of punishment for not doing it is strong enough? As a human being in the world today, we pretty much recognize we only motivate people to do things by giving them a strong enough reward, a big enough paycheck, whatever other benefits there are to it. On the flip side, there was a time in our society where you put an iron collar around a person of color and you made them a slave, and they only worked because of the fear of the punishment that they would have. And I think everything in life boils down to being motivated either because the reward's good enough or because the punishment's bad enough if you don't do it. I want to give my dogs the exact same dignity and respect that we as a society have now in the 21st century recognize we should give people. That we get them to do things because we create a system in which the rewards are good enough that they want to do it, not because they're afraid of what will happen if they don't do it. And it's been bringing in my head, and I'm glad to have this opportunity to share
Thank you.
that.
Yeah, and I want to add into that. So, all of those aversives, and I don't need to call them out, y'all know what they are. It does not change behavior, it shuts a dog down. It doesn't fix behavior, it shuts a dog down. If you take away the growl or the bark, now you have no warning system, and that's where dogs get returned to shelters or taken to shelters or put down because they acted out of nowhere. And shame on us for putting that soul, that living, breathing soul, in that situation that they have no choice because we didn't listen with our eyes to see that they were uncomfortable. So, but that's what aversive training will do. We'll take away all of the warning systems that the dogs are telling us through their body language. And we, our team here, are all damn good experts at reading the dog's body language. And we will first and foremost put their feelings above our egos, because it is about them living their best life for you, not us, for you. And we're going to help you read that dog so they stay comfortable, they don't get out of threshold, and when they do show those negative emotions and body languages, we can help show you what to do in a kind way to make them feel more comfortable and for you to be successful.
So one of the things I would like to say is, one of the things that I love that we teach here first is watch or look. The dogs look up to you because they want to look up to you. It's not because they're gonna have their leashes snapped or yelled at or pulled or a shock. They're looking up at you because they want to look up to you and because they want to learn. That to me is the best feeling in the world. When they look up at you and go, what can I do, Mom? What can I do, Dad? I'll do anything. Because they want to learn, not because they're feeling pain or fear. One of the things that I do is I train deaf dogs and blind dogs. I could not even imagine taking an aversive tool on a dog like that when they can't communicate to begin with, and doing that to a dog. It is about teaching them, communicating with them through sign or through touch, and that's how they learn in a good way. And they have to read my face. I'm gonna be smiling. They're gonna read my facial expressions. That's what you want the dogs to learn, not a quick fix.
Yeah, so again, Violet, thank you for that. And I see Elaine asked a question. How do I know if my dog is a right fit for your fit dog walks or groups? If it's breathing, it's a great fit. End of the day, I mean, yeah, we don't care, whatever challenges your dog may face, we got you covered. Kathy leads the charge on that. We got one coming up on the 30th. Just come. It is a great experience. Just to get out and know that you're in a community with like-minded people, enjoying the beautiful day with your best dog, and you might just pick up a few skills along the way. So, Elaine, just come and join us. We would love to see you there.
It is the best. You can have, last time we had, I think it was 18 dogs on the Fit Walk. Every dog was great, including one of our people here who has a reactive dog. Led the pack with my deaf dog and was always reactive to dogs, and they was side by side. They were actually kissing each other, taking the lead. A dog that's usually very reactive to other dogs. We give them space. They learn to walk with each other, and the best part about it is when they come back, they're exhausted. It's the best day you'll ever have. They're so tired, mentally and physically. It's fantastic. I love doing it. The people love doing it. I can't say enough about it.
I've heard both of you say, just come.
Yeah.
But do yourself a favor. Don't just come. Call, go
Register.
online, and
Register.
sign up.
Register.
Because we had to cancel the last one because of weather.
Yeah.
And if you were just coming, you wouldn't have known we canceled it. So we want you to just come, but
Yeah.
sign up so we can get hold of you if something like that happens.
Yeah. Sherry, thank you for those. I'm so sorry that your dog is not doing well again, but glad that the tips that we gave you to get over car sickness worked. So yeah, you can definitely overcome, any challenges that your dog has. So thank you.
I love, there's an underlying message in her comment there, and it is that the dog was afraid getting car sick, probably because he was afraid of what was happening in the car. And when he began to associate riding in the car with going someplace fun, here, the sickness went away because the association with the car became good. So yeah, anything you can do to make riding in a car a fun experience for the dog is a whole lot less likely to lead to sickness if you can make that.
Really, one other point is I had one of the clients come in today. The reason she came in is her one dog, her pitbull, did not stop barking at home at all. And he had his first lesson last week, and she said, because I'm teaching him how to learn and to do things and to train him, she says, he's barking less. I said, it's great. I said, it's the best thing for them, and giving them positive reinforcement.
One of our questions.
Oh, I was so busy reading that, I'm not even looking at them right now.
I'll jump in while
All right,
you're
go ahead.
figuring it out. So, all the time we hear, oh man, your dog's so perfect, or it looks so perfect in the videos, and yeah, we probably do like 100 takes, right? So we get that perfect image. But really, at the end of the day, our dogs are still dogs. And in that 100 takes, it was that one take that we got really, really lucky that our dogs did the thing exactly, pristinely, how it is that we asked them to do it. That almost never really happens, right? So when you go online and you're going through TikTok or YouTube or Instagram or whatever, right? And it's not us, and you're like, man, they have that perfect dog. How many takes did it take to get that perfect dog?
And let me just add a little caveat there. If you watch any of our videos, I promise you, we don't scan those. We show you the real thing. So when you see, you know, a bunch of dogs and one isn't doing what the others are doing, that's real life, man.
Yeah.
That's human.
That's real life. So
That
we
is
don't.
human, right.
Yeah, but the funny thing about social media when it's not live, like you and I are right now, you know, you only see the people's highlight reel. You don't see what goes on behind the scenes. So, you know, take that as a grain of salt. And to just go with the, you know, your dog's always perfect. You know, our doors are always open. You are more than welcome to come watch a class because we have nothing to hide. So if you think we're perfect, and we're good, I don't think anybody's perfect, come and watch, and you'll see real life, what we do, how we do it, why we do it, and then you can see the dogs go from the start of the hour to the finish of the hour and how much they progressed through kindness and care in 1 hour.
A question caught my eye, and I can tie it into kind of what we were just now talking
great.
about, and it's that if you go back and look at my last Facebook Live, I made the mistake of using my dog for demo. And I thought, wow, this is a trick she knows absolutely perfectly. She does it 1,000 times. I use it to demonstrate a point in class all the time. And it was a disaster. She did not do what I expected there, and that's when you got a lot of good training behind it. It still falls apart sometimes. Flip side of that was the question that caught my attention is why do quick fixes fall apart? Why do doing things like a shock collar or a training collar, like I was originally taught to train a dog on decades ago, why did those things tend to fall apart? Because there's a difference in forcing the behavior and controlling the behavior and teaching the behavior and practicing the behavior and getting the dog to own the behavior as their own and not just do it because they're afraid of the consequences of not doing. I could come in here and grab my dog or any other dog that work with me and teach them a pretty cool trick. I got a half of those tricks. I could teach them a cool trick, and 15 minutes later get your dog to do that trick, and you're going to go, wow, how'd you get my dog to do that? And 30 minutes later, your dog's not going to remember the trick. Because I can manipulate the situation. I can show them what I want them to do. I can sometimes force them to do what I want them to do and make it look really impressive in the short term. But if I want good behavior long term, it's not about forcing. It's not about manipulating. It's about teaching. It's about showing and encouraging and enabling a situation where the dog wants to make that decision and understands not just, oh, I got to do this, but what it is they're doing and how to do it.
And that's where breaking down what you're teaching is really important too, right? Not just teaching the big picture, but all the little tiny steps to get to the big picture, right? So like, you know, let's use like weight as an example, right? I don't just ask my dog to wait and walk 30 feet and expect my dog to wait. I start off with waiting and waiting for my dog to show me they're not going to charge out right away before I let go and go, all right, go ahead and do your thing now, right? Like, it's that, all right, you understand, you're just sitting there calm for a second, that breather, and then you can go do your thing. And then it becomes that breather for 3 seconds, and then 7 seconds, and then you get your 30 feet towards the end before your dog's ready to go that far.
I got a really big smile when you said that because that was the very point I was trying to make in my video when my dog didn't do what I wanted.
Yeah. I mean,
but it was that very point.
And the cool thing is, right, I mean, dogs have the brain capacity of a toddler, and that is scientific. You can't refute that. It is written all over. I just read a study this morning. So, you know, that same type of thing. How would you teach your 2-year-old to wait for their food or to go out the door or to get them dressed or whatever? You know, it is not just wait and then expect it to be done. You need to teach that toddler in tiny steps and then build upon the compound effect more and more until they understand the entire concept. So having patience and understanding.
There's one other thing I always tell some of my classes. You can have a variety of dogs in our classes. You might have a lab, you're going to ask them to do it, and they're going to do it in 1 second. You are going to ask a Newfie or a St. Bernard, and you're going to say, wait 10 seconds, I'll be there. And people don't understand, if you're comparing your dogs, there's just different breeds that do it on their own time. There are dogs that will speed up and do it, and there are people say, well, why can't my dog do that? Because you have either a Newfie or a St. Bernard or something else that
A beagle.
take their time and go, I'll do it in a minute, just hold on, and that's okay. It's called patience. That you just have to give them the dog's patience, and they will do it.
So Kathy's going to wrap up with the last question. It's something near and dear to all of our hearts, but more so for Kathy for her many, many years of experience. You know, and it has to do with, you know, adopting rescue dogs. So take it away, Kathy.
Okay, so one of the biggest mistakes people make adopting a rescue dog, one, is they expect too much the first day. You have the rule in rescue is 3-3-3. 3 days to decompress, 3 weeks to feel like, you know, okay, I know the routine, and 3 months to totally decompress, and they know that's their routine. Okay, so what I try to tell everybody is, when you have a rescue dog, you don't know what the background is. Some do, some don't. They all have different backgrounds, different things that might have happened to them. But you have to try to make that step, try to go ahead. Don't make it as like, oh, well, he's afraid because of this. Okay, yes, but we're going to work on that. Okay, we're going to work to go forward. You just have to take your time with the rescue dog. When you bring a rescue dog home, don't have like 5 million people come over. Oh, here's our new dog. The dog doesn't even understand what's going on. So you just have to take your time. I will tell you, we've had shutdown dogs from rescue. We've had reactive dogs. We've had all sorts of dogs. And it just takes time for them to just gain some confidence. That is the most important, to gain confidence. And with training, patience, learning, and safety, and in a happy environment, not where it's going to be, you're doing this because I'm telling you to do this right now. That's the worst thing. You're going to set up a rescue dog to fail just like that. Okay, it doesn't work that way. It's all about a safe environment, patience, and learning.
So to just sum this up, thank you very much, everybody,
Yes,
for
thank
coming,
you.
and great questions on the spot, and those that submitted questions beforehand. I really hope that you found value. Please know, if your question did not get answered, go to our website, use our chat feature. We'll reach back out to you. Give us a call. Better yet, stop in. You know, we will always take time to talk to our friends and our guests to make you feel comfortable. That is who we are. We will always let you know why we do what we do, how we do it. There are no secrets for us in dog training. If there were secrets, you know, that would be bad. We want you to improve the relationship you have with your dog. So again, you have your best dog. Your best dog and my best dog are not going to be the same things because we have different expectations. We live in different houses. We have different schedules, and we're very different people. And that goes for, you know, all of our team as well. So again, love to have you stop in, say hi. If you've not seen us for a while, we miss you. We really do. Just stop in with your sweet dog. Say, hey, we're here. Just want to say hi. We'll give lots of love, and then you can be on your way. No pressure. So thank you very much, everybody.
And maybe we could do this in a couple months again.
Yeah, we'll try to do this again.
If you find this later and you find it valuable, make a comment so we know later that you saw it and you found it valuable.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank
you,
you.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.